Hey everybody, Matt here, Big Red Liquors, and today we are doing Irish Primer because next week is St. Patrick's Day and we are really looking forward to it. So here are the major two types of Irish whiskey, Jameson and Bushmills. Bushmills made in Northern Ireland, triple distilled. Jameson made all the way down in Middleton, the very southern part of Ireland, also triple distilled, but with a touch of sherry cask finish in there, and also a touch of single pot still Irish whiskey, what used to be known as pure pot still Irish whiskey. And lots is written on this, but really the basic difference is that pure pot still or single pot still Irish whiskey uses a portion of unmalted barley. So all Irish whiskey is made with malted barley for the most part, and a combination of that and grain whiskeys, which are mostly made from corn, sometimes wheat, but essentially the pure pot still style, because of the unmalted barley, it gave it a little bit of a heavier, a little more body, a little more oil, a little more flavor. But what you really get with Irish whiskey as opposed to like Scotch is you get less of that malty, biscuity flavor and you get more floral flavor. You get more of a kind of a light grassiness. You tend to get a lot of lemon and citrus on the palate. They're lighter, they're easier to drink, they're typically lower proof. Now in recent years there's been a lot more finishing and a lot more flavor injected into the Irish whiskey category, really thanks to this, Jameson. For whatever reason, Jameson took off like a rocket for on-premise, for bars as a shot that people would order, like similar to the way Fireball is. So whether people really knew that they were drinking Irish whiskey or not, Jameson as a call shot in a pickleback, which is like with a shot of pickle juice, which I've never really understood, but became very popular. And so a lot of companies rushed back into the Irish whiskey category and started producing new and different expressions of Irish whiskey, which I think is a great thing. I think if you're looking for something in that single pot still style, you really want to taste that grassiness, that little bit of oil, that more of that body, more of that kind of citrus pucker, you're going to want to try Redbreast 12. It's $75, good price, but it's a little more expensive, but I think it's worth it. And they have several other expressions. They have some older expressions like a 15 and a 27. They also have some finished expressions, finished in sherry cask, but those are all delicious, super premium Irish whiskeys. I think it's useful to try both Jameson and Bushmills. To me, I think Bushmills is probably a touch of the lighter of the two, but it has this really, really elegant kind of grassiness to it, and a little bit more touch of that citrus. Whereas Jameson, I think, tends to drink a little smoother because it's got that addition of a touch of the sherry cask. So it's got some of the single pot still in it, some of the sherry cask. It's a really delicious, smooth drinking blend, and you're going to get that. You're going to get that some of those sherry flavors coming through, a little bit of that orchard fruit as well. So Jameson, easy to drink. Bushmills, easy to drink. Both still with a lot of flavor. And then the last one I'm going to show you here today is a special project from bulk juice that was purchased from the Cooley Distillery, which is in Ireland, not Northern Ireland. It's on the far eastern and then north of Dublin, so almost to Northern Ireland. Cooley was in the Teeling family. Beam Suntory bought it, so a lot of the Beam brands come out of there. But Cooley is known for producing a lot of bulk juice. Anyway, this was purchased there, shipped to Bloomington, Indiana, finished for almost a year in imperial milk stout barrel casks, and then bottled here at 107 proof. So the rule is it has to live in Ireland for 3 years to be called Irish whiskey, but then it can be shipped anywhere and bottled. So we bottled and finished some Irish whiskey of our own. This is 3-year. It's 30% malt, 70% grain. Very typical and close to the Bushmills recipe. But then finished for almost a year in imperial milk stout barrel casks. And then instead of being bottled at 80 proof, we went ahead and bottled it at 107, the famous Weller Antique proof. So And the other nice part about this is it's $15. It's a steal. So we've got the Krogman's Magic Cow Irish whiskey, a little off the wall kind of craziness that I think is worth it. It's got a ton of flavor. You've got the Redbreast, the pure pot still, single pot still Irish whiskey, rich, thick, oily, fun, different, expensive. You've got the Bushmills, which is just a classic triple distilled Irish whiskey, light, citrusy, grassy, sweet, easy to drink. And then you've got, of course, the king of all Irish whiskey. About 85% of every Irish whiskey sold is a bottle of Jameson. So it's good to remember. Jameson, touch of pure pot still in it, touch of sherry cask, really fun, really delicious, really easy to drink. And then, you know, I know not everybody is a big fan of Guinness because they think it's dark and it's rich. 12 ounces of Guinness has the same calories as 12 ounces of Bud Light. So it's lighter beer. It's not high alcohol. It just happens to be dark. It just happens to have kind of a roasted malt flavor. So I think your mind sort of associates it with being heavy beer. It's not. It's a daily drinker. It's made that way. It is consumed daily in Ireland and all over the world, obviously. But if you've never had a classic Irish whiskey and a pint of Jameson, you're missing out on one of the deepest pleasures in life. So, you know, I would make it a point, one, to get to Big Red Liquors because we've got this for $19.99, this for $19.99, we got this for $75, we got this for $14. You can always find a really good deal at Big Red in every category, but especially in the Irish whiskey category. We've got a really awesome lineup this year. As the category grows, we're excited about it, and we hope you are too, and we hope it's something you explore this St. Patrick's Day. Cheers.